Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber. Today I have a small junk journal that I've made out of a manila envelope, and I put a scrapbooking back in here so it was a lot more sturdy and not so flimsy. It is a single signature, and it has all the papers that I didn't use in my big prayer or faith journal, as of, for example, this one here on the front cover. It's a roses, and it has some script with a feather, and this little book plate I added because I thought I was going to do it on the inside cover of that one, but I decided to use that pretty fabric. But anyways, so I made this little beauty, and on the front cover on here we have my master board that I've cut down the middle and added it to this inside here. And I did do a little bit of glitter on the rose here, actually a lot of glitter. It was like, I looked at the bottle and it was extreme glitter. Boy, is that sparkly. So pretty. Here I've got my purple damask with some writing paper. And then we have a butterfly with a little tag on the side. I've got a small flip flap of wood. And then here, this is a paper that I coffee dyed, and I attempted to do little droplets. I thought it would spread out more when the paper was still wet, but it didn't. And then I took it out of the pan and it ripped right here, and it was right by this bird's mouth. I only had one of these pages, and so I was pretty heartbroken that that happened. It's not at all what I had planned. But sometimes if you don't explore and try new things, you'll never know what you can create. So your accidents can still be beautiful. Here I have a music paper that I've glued down some of my grungy lace that I coffee dyed. On the back of that, I've got another bird with a clock. I got some pretty little spring wallpaper. Here is what this image was with the bicycle on top. I did glitter up some of the flowers on here, not all of them, but some. And on the back of that is the same paper that I used in the other journal, but I took off the word precious because I needed it to be a little bit more of a writing space, and the image on that one is a little bit more faded. Here is my first ever flip flap that I made when I was experimenting before I made all those big journals. This is how it all began right here. Number one. This is my little paper clip that I added a little extra bits and trims to. This is a little journaling card that I added that same ribbon along the sides with that maroon. I think it ties in nicely with this lady on the front. And on the back, it's got a leafy feel to it. And it goes right there in a little pocket. I was so proud of myself. It's something simple as that. On an envelope, just a classic, office envelope. I coffee dyed it. I had to re-glue it. And then on here, I used a spray bottle. So I figured out using a spray bottle when you spray with the inks works a lot better. You get this effect versus the on the bird, right? So that looks a lot prettier. It's a more subtle. You could use it with a little bit more ink if you wanted it to be a stronger color, but I wanted it to be really kind of in the background. On the back of that, I did this brown paper with a nice little pocket here. This page is a digital kit from Victoria Designs. She has some beautiful kits, so yeah, I decided to get this one. She had a sale going a while ago, and I printed them out. And this little birdie pocket here, I actually got from Lindsay Zanor's website. She has some beautiful kits as well. This is turning into a bird journal. I just noticed there's birds again. My mind did it all without me planning. I did not plan that. It just kind of happened. So here we have some pretty roses that I printed, and then this was another page that I was experimenting with. So I printed this out on my computer, and then I stuck it in coffee because I wanted the back of it to be coffee dyed, but the ink ran, and I was like, oh, it was such pretty paper. I don't want to cover it up. But yeah, so I decided to leave it because it's a nice way to remember that. I did a collage on the back of it because it didn't turn out the way that I wanted to. Here's a little index card that I sprayed as well with my spray bottle to give it more interest. One of my other little paper clip clusters that I made. And then here I've got purple background paper. In the center signature, I've got clocks with some torn paper along the side, and it's transparent. You can see the clock in the background with my string. So this one I had to rebind when I did it. When I very first made this journal, I didn't make it tight enough, so I had to rebind it. It was a little bit of a pain. Made me work for this journal. Here we go again with another index card. This page has another little pocket, and on the back of that is that rose paper. More of my coffee dyed paper. This one is really, really grungy. Some of them, actually most of my papers now are not this grungy anymore. They're a lot cleaner looking. So it was fun to use up one of my ones that I made when I first started coffee dyeing. Another Victoria Designs page there for journaling kit. And here as well. I struggle to use these pages, to be honest with you, because there's so much going on. I do prefer more of the subtler blank pages, but this one was a happy accident. I hope I can do it again. I used coffee dyed paper, and I tried to do it with the lined, like your classic school kids lined paper, and the lines came off and they went onto this page. So that was a happy accident. Yeah. On the back side of that, I did some inking, the stippling, and a little bit of stamping. I added another pocket here. There is glitter on all of these flowers. It adds a nice little texture too. I want you to touch it. Then we got memories here on this page. This one is that pretty spring wallpaper. I did add a postcard here as well as a little stamped image. And then over here is a horse and carriage with some grid paper in the background. I added this beautiful trim along the side here. I only had enough for this one page. There was just barely hanging over, so it was meant to be. It was meant to be on a page. And then on the back of that, I've got more music paper. It says Sing Me a Song. And coffee dye paper on the back of that scrapbooking paper, the wood paper back to our butterfly paper, and finally that purple damask. So this year came together really quickly, except for all the mistakes that I made. Right? We all make mistakes. But the important thing is that we learn from them. I hope you have a great crafty day, and thanks so much for spending time with me.